We're here with Eric, Greg, and Brad. It's Brad.
Everyone's here.
So
it's gonna be good.
We're talking about the coolest things. We're talking about them now. We're talking about them live.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, I think what everyone's most excited to talk about is that Games Workshop revealed some new Bandai Space Marine action figures.
Yeah, bring them up. Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order them.
No, you're not. You fucking aren't.
I'm not gonna pre-order them because they're like $100.
No, you're fucking not. Presumably they're on the community page. Oh, I found it.
Yeah, we already have one of them.
Big Battle Brothers from Bandai. I don't know. So, like, I feel the original one, and we talked about this at length when we showed the model. Like, almost the worst part about it was how big and in charge his weapon was. To me, it almost seemed even more exaggerated than the official Primaris models. I mean, maybe it's not.
There he is. Yeah, my guess is it probably isn't, but it's just
probably
when it's
not,
at this
but
larger scale, it becomes more obvious how weird it is.
Yeah,
he also seems like he has less of a neck.
That's true too. But it's weird that they decided like they were going to double down, and the main thing that they were going to do to change the models was like, I mean, at least for one of them, make the weapon even bigger by like adding.
They put a cool scope on the one.
Well, did they change the model at all?
I don't think so.
Or does it look like it's exactly the same?
Just poorly airbrushed, different colors.
Is the chest eagle different?
No. No, it's not.
Basically, nothing is different. Can you put him in a cool pose, Adam?
Weren't people painting
a cool pose?
Painting them anyway?
People were, yeah.
I'm like, people could even get them to paint.
I'm painting one right now.
No, you're not.
He's dancing.
I don't want to do it. Yeah, that's
maybe if they released it for $50, like half the price.
Well, I mean, I'm impressed. Like in these pictures, like this is what you're gonna get. It's not gonna look that good, but it's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's important that they're genuine about.
Yeah, so literally they're painted a little differently, and they modified their weapons. The salamander, they like add more.
Which looks the best, Brad? Which looks the best?
Why you always ask me these sort of things? I think the salamander looks best.
And why is that?
Because he's green.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, we want to hear your opinion about things.
My opinion
is better than the Ultramarine.
Ultramarines are the worst. Hate Ultramarines.
Why?
Because Matt Ward wrote that they're the best, and that really offended me. So
it offended your delicate sensibilities.
Who even is Matt Ward?
Yeah. So I mean,
Ashley's here. Hey, Johnny.
Matt Ward was like the writer that.
Was he the one who destroyed Grey Knights?
I mean,
he made the Necrons.
He heard some things, but he is like probably unjustifiably hated.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe he did.
Well, I mean, he was the one. Wasn't he the one who created the special Drago or whatever, the Grey Knight special character who got lost in the warp, and he's so powerful that no demons can kill him, and he's just been killing demons in the warp for forever.
Yeah, and he carved his name. He carved his name into Mortarian's heart.
Oh my god, I didn't remember that.
I think that happened.
Oh my
Brad, you would know.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that. Well, at least a demon. I couldn't say which.
I'm pretty confident it's the Primarch Mortarian's heart.
Oh my god.
The demon Primarch, mind you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
What? So, I mean, getting back to these these sick Marines, like, I mean, look at the Salamander. Look at those sick blends on his bolter. On the little, like, the blend from orange to yellow. That's sick.
I think some poor sap, like, their job at the end of the assembly line is to airbrush on some soot and shit.
You don't think a machine does that?
Yeah, I guess they would certainly want to have a machine to do it, but
Yeah, I mean,
I guess they probably could get it to be done.
at the end of the article it says, I want them. How do I get them? We can pre-order them Saturday,
I
the
would
12th
say
of
said
September.
no one, but that's not true.
Wait, Johnny says, he's the one who did that to the Grey Knights here, so we were right. And it said, I carved my name in the gym bathroom.
He probably
You're
also
right.
was the one responsible for the Blood Angels fist bumping the Necrons and stuff.
Necrons.
I think that was him.
Johnny, you are OP.
Well, I think we need to know just how close this bathroom is compared to the work. I'm sure there's lots of
particulars that matter here.
unseen terrors went down.
Oh my
into
god,
that bathroom.
everybody, don't worry. So, like, apparently now, we don't have to worry about them selling out. Like, everyone that orders one's gonna get one.
Made to order.
I was worried. Damn. That's a big relief in these troubling times.
Well, I mean, some of this begs the question, like, maybe we do need the other two because there are 3 of us.
When
That's
Dark
a really
Angel's
good point.
released.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, that is a question. At some point, they wrote some bad lore about Grey Knights bathing in the blood of Sisters of Battle or some shit. I don't know. Maybe that was when that was introduced. I don't know, but
yeah, I mean,
I think I have the Grey Knight Codex over there. Like, we don't need to fact.
You know, it would be a great use of your time, Brad, reading that.
I wouldn't do it.
You should read that.
No.
No. I don't think that. No one should do that.
Yeah.
No one
And
should do
by
that.
I guess the Codex would be the old paperback one. So I don't know what edition that would be.
They did it. I'm looking at the bolter for the one that I have. They did a really bad job of airbrushing the silver parts.
That's what makes it look real, though.
I guess. You're right. What am I saying? Oof.
That is what makes them look so good.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it's anything to get too excited about.
No, it's not.
But I guess I'm sure there were people out there who sort of wanted them, and I guess now they can get one. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously wouldn't make them if they weren't selling. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume they made this Ultramarine one. They made a bunch of them, not knowing how they would do. Then everyone bought them like crazy. So it's like, yep, let's go through with it. And they did.
I mean, to me, the best thing about them would be to do elf on the shelf sort of shenanigans with them. Like have them drinking a can of Coke, or
yeah,
I don't know, somebody had them playing Xbox. Like, that's the only thing to really do.
So that does bring up some important things. Since I have one, we should periodically take a picture of him, like doing
where
something
he is,
stupid.
what's he doing?
People
want to know.
Yeah, he's guarding. He's guarding my hobby tools. People want to know. We should probably come up with a name for him eventually too. We'll think
what
about
are most Space Marine named? Chad.
Chad. Maybe. Okay, yeah. So I think we sort of got off on a tangent from at least our normal order of things with the Bandai Space Marines. I think we were just all so excited.
We were just so excited. Jesus, so excited.
God, I know I am. But we can go into the hobby happenings, hobby hoedown section. Oh, hey, Mandarin Shade. Nice to have you here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think this past week, most of my time was spent trying to finish this True Scale Space Marine that I looked, and the first image we posted of him was last month or I guess that this is now the new month. It was the month before August. On the 28th, I posted a picture of him, and it took like over a month to finally actually finish the model. But I finally finished him, finished his sidearm, added other like equipment and stuff to his belts and whatnot. So I think he's ready for paint now. Maybe
Man, that Arcoflagellant must have been originally an Astartes to begin with.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of just a prime example of how a lot of the Blood Bowl sculpts are. They're really big, and they
Yeah.
don't necessarily always fit super well in with other.
It's because Blood Bowl's larger than life, guys.
Yeah,
So
for a
large.
game larger than life, you need models bigger than anything.
A game that takes longer than one's life
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm happy to finally finish the model. I feel I will actually try and paint the model relatively soon, because the Iron Snake scheme that I settled on for the other one is relatively simple to do. So could finish
Adam and
him.
I were talking a little bit today about how I'm almost done painting this little Arvis lighter, and that now I need to move on to painting Space Marine vehicles.
He's just so
Iron
excited.
Snake vehicles would be just the coolest thing. But then I realized most Space Marine tanks are pretty dumb looking, so it wouldn't be worth it.
It's true.
It wouldn't be worth it.
But I think one of the things that I think maybe I'll try and do soon as well is try and convert another special weapon for like a Space Marine, and we'll see, maybe do like a little tutorial about how to make a smaller version of some, like either a melta-gun or a plasma gun or something like that.
Putting you on the spot, Brad, what weapon should it be?
Plasma gun. Plasma's all the rage.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel the plasma gun would be relatively... I'm thinking would be relatively simple to do.
Well,
But-
could you just pinch like a guardsman plasma?
No.
But they're the same size.
They're the
as
same
Space
size as
Marine
Space Marine ones.
Hmm.
ones. But I like your optimism that they would be different, Brad.
Yeah, they should be different.
That makes me feel good inside.
They should be
But
different, but they're
no.
not. I feel a plasma rifle, that's pretty iconic to Warhammer 40,000, and
I don't know. I think the most iconic would be the grav gun.
oh, shut up. Fucking grav guns. But I mean, I feel like a lot of those weapons, like the plasma guns, melta guns, like
Why don't you base it off of one of the plastic Volkite chargers?
they're even bigger than Space Marine plasma weapons.
I meant like the pistols, the pistols on the new veteran dudes. I mean, they're still gigantic. You'd
Yeah.
obviously have to. But for some reason, I'm thinking that like the muzzle on those sort of reminds me of some of like the 3rd edition plasma
I think
pistols.
they're all too big, Eric.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This
you're
has
right.
to be small. This plasma weapon has to be small.
Yeah, well.
So we'll see. I'll try and do something like that, because I feel it might be kind of nice if I try and put out more frequent, like, little tutorials about how to relatively simply make some of the different firearms and stuff of your models a little smaller.
Mhm.
Because I certainly know in the past some of the weapon conversions and stuff that I would do are not at all simple, and no one would ever want to try and accomplish them.
Least of all you.
Yes, yeah, that's
Doing it
true.
again anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Eric, you sort of already alluded to what you were working on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe last week I said that maybe I would even be finished with the thing, but that obviously didn't happen. But I'm pretty close to finishing the lighter. Like I did put on like decals, did some additional, like I did some oil like dot filtering and
Yeah, you can tell there's certainly a lot more. You can see
enamel.
visible like
some
streaking and
I did some enamel panel lining as well as used some enamels for like some streaking, that sort of thing. And I thing I'm trying to think about now, I feel I want to like maybe on the windshields of it, like maybe add a slight gradient to it to make it look a little bit more interesting. But I'm not sure the best way to do that, and I don't want to mess stuff up, you know. But
I
so
understand
that's
that.
the main thing I want to do, and it's starting to the point that I would kind of just like the model to be finished.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the patience that you have, Adam.
Wow. I mean, I've like never painted an actual vehicle. The last vehicle I painted was
The Basilisk.
the Basilisk, which was like 20 years ago. Or it was more than 20 years ago. And I was using this vial of Vomit Brown, and I was trying to paint it with a brush, with like a tiny Citadel miniature brush.
Yeah, God. And did you dilute paints back then?
Fuck no, and you wouldn't have wanted to, not with this Vomit Brown. It covered so bad. So badly.
Thanks, Johnny, about the markings. Yeah, they were actually decals from the Psycho Zaku from Gundam Thunderbolt.
So me talking about the Vomit Brown, I went and found some of my old paint, and these are all of the vials of like the older paint that I still have that have not dried. So
you went through all the ones and found a lot of them had dried. Is that the case?
I mean, I think a lot of the ones I had are just there. I think we had ran out of paint and they're gone, but there are a few left that were dry. And then I found these old containers. These I like fucking hated. They had these like screw-on caps that like a little paint would get in it and you like literally couldn't for the life of you open them, and then you try and twist them and they have like Citadel color sticking out here, and they'd like tear up your hands. Like I remember getting calluses and stuff all over my hands trying to open them. Like they were the worst.
Bad design.
And like the ones before that were like these little ones here, which these obviously weren't great. Like you could tell they had problems because like the little tab you were supposed to lift the top up, they would break off and the cap would break off. But despite that, I think they still had a better seal. Because like I feel of all of these ones that I have here, probably the most exciting ones are the Blood Angels Red. Maybe this Dwarf Bronze. I remember using Dwarf Bronze.
Actually, Johnny asked about how I was going to approach doing the windshield, and I attempted on, like, I have a little piece of plastic card I cut out and painted black, and I just to test some stuff, and I tried to maybe use some oil paints and to blend them, and I'm not really good at doing that. And so I don't think that'll work. So at this point, I think I'm just gonna try it at least initially to airbrush it, then maybe once the initial thing's airbrushed, possibly do some like stippling or whatever to add a little bit of variation and maybe make it more natural, but I don't know. I don't really have much experience with it, so we'll see what happens.
Well, what are you going to do about the base? People want to know about the base, Eric.
No one wants to know. I'm not going to do anything about the base, Brad. Eric. Now I have the flying stand thing pinned to a base, maybe the one that came with it, but guess I'll have to do something to it. But I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, we should think about it. Like we could come up with something pretty easily, I think.
Well, to me, I almost feel like maybe some of the best, I don't know if saying the best use out of it, but almost like having a thing where like if you ever play like an Inquisitor game or something,
Mm-hmm.
to have it be sitting on a landing pad sort of thing.
I mean, we just need to get big sheets of like the diamond edge plastic card and stuff, and like lay that down and then layer on. Like you could make like like a landing bay type thing relatively easily, I think.
But I've already pinned the plastic thing to the base.
You can work around that, man.
Yeah, it's true. So I don't know. And admittedly, I could probably do a generic thing and work on like something more interesting.
Oh, actually,
But yeah, I don't know. That's not my focus yet.
Johnny was saying that the screw-on ones that he remembers had like wrench marks and stuff on them from trying to open them. Yeah, so mine did. Mine certainly did, and it's a little hard to see here, but you can tell there are like indentations and stuff in there where you had to use like a vice grip or something to try and open them. They were really bad.
Bad design. Yeah.
Horrible design. Horrible design. But yeah, so I'm happy I actually found some of these old ones. And maybe what I should try and do is whenever I paint another older, like old Hammer model, is try and use some of these there. Because I think that'd be fun. I was hoping I still had some old like Mithril Silver or Bolt Gun Metal, something like that, but the little vials of that I still have are not. They've all dried and they're not usable.
Okay.
But I still have some. So that's cool. But yeah, you should try and work on a base. So once you're done painting this, you're not actually done. Something to look forward to.
Dave's here. Hi, Dave. Maybe we said hi. I don't know if we did. Hi, Dave.
I think we did.
He can get an extra high.
He sure can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're free, right?
Shows how much I've been paying attention. Dave's been painting some turnip knights. He made a great little turnip knight gentleman holding a cup of coffee. Did everybody see that?
I did.
I saw
did
that.
not.
I commented on it.
Bring it up, Adam. Find
I'll
it.
try and bring it up.
Turn up 28. Yes, cool.
If I can get the screen to show again. Okay.
Always working well.
Always working well. Okay, here, I think here he is. Is it showing properly? It's not. Good. Thanks, Streamlabs. But I think part of it's
it could
actually
fix this
Google.
using the new Microsoft Edge.
Maybe it would.
Probably not, but I don't know. I don't know.
What? Oh, there we go. We finally got it up. So yeah, here's one of Dave's Turnip 28 models. He's carrying around a cup of either coffee or maybe some like weird tea brewed from some like plants or turnips or other weeds and stuff. Love it. He's great. Makes me want to try and make some of the little models. Maybe make one drinking coffee too.
Always something to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're great.
Always more coffee to drink.
Mm-hmm.
even though I don't drink coffee. Brad, do you drink coffee?
Not regularly.
Okay, but you don't hate it,
I don't hate it.
but you don't love it.
I drink coffee at diners,
Okay.
and that's
I
basically
drink
it.
coffee pretty much only when I'm at seminars or conventions where it's the only thing to drink. And if I don't drink it, I will fall asleep.
Well, we talked about this. You have your phone now.
I
That-
still
that
fall
does-
asleep even when
that-
I used to still fall asleep.
The phone helps substantially to occupy me. But
So Brad, like are you continuing to make more chaos spawns and stuff? Like
Yes, this is the third and final one for now.
is this one a fan of Corn?
Yeah, he's.
How can you tell?
I like him.
They're all supposed to have the mark of corn, so I figured one of them should at least.
Make it a little more obvious.
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea.
So,
With his hat.
with his hat, his face hat.
Yeah.
Yep. So not a whole lot of interesting things. Just kind of swapped out.
Are you getting ready to start filling in the gaps and stuff like that?
So I told myself I was going to finish one of the ogre tyrant model I
Yeah.
had conversion, and since he will probably require gap filling and green stuff work.
You try and get it all done in like a few
One
sessions.
Yeah, that was my thought. So
Yeah, they're
So,
cool.
I'm kind of on to Ogrins at this point.
Well, so have you have them now? Have you like looked at them a bunch? What are your initial thoughts of the sprues? Like I'm sort of tempted to buy some of them, but I don't know if I'd actually do anything with them.
Yeah, so to me, I was really kind of like jazzed for them, and then
Then you got them.
I got them. I opened them up, and I was like, "This is rubbish." No,
And did you realize you didn't even like jazz?
yeah, I don't. Well, I don't know. I just don't listen to jazz,
Yeah.
but I kind of find the weapon options lacking when I look online and people tell me what I'm supposed to give these guys,
Hmm.
and the stuff you're supposed to give, like the gun weapon that comes on there, is apparently useless.
Cool. What do they even have options? They have like the big wrench. They have the power fists.
Yeah, so they have two power fists. If you attach like these cable or backpack,
Hmm.
the cables or whatever, to the fists, they become like a different, like I think we call them like the arc welders,
Okay.
as opposed to like just like an augmented fist.
Mhm.
But it's the same arm. Like it's the
Yeah.
same arm. Like it just, and then like you get the nub where you get like a one-armed dude.
Yep. Okay.
And that's really kind of it. So you don't.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
you really wanted to make a whole bunch of them, you'd kind of you'd have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, I
make
think
them
like I feel like it's almost like, do you wait to see if like a Forge World weapons pack is going to happen,
Oh,
and
yeah.
do you care enough to wait? Because like the one weapon they thought might be kind of nice to take, I think they get like these las cutters,
Hmm.
and like I don't even know what they look like.
Well, I bet
think-
do they show pictures of them in like their like rule books and stuff? Because most of the time in those books they have like nice illustrations of the different weapons and stuff. So they might, but I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I think someone said Space Marines have like a model with one or something, but.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. And of course, there's like, we kind of joked about the Spudjacker.
Is that the
Yeah.
wrench thing?
Yeah,
What a terrible name.
yeah, yeah. It's like mash some potatoes with your Spudjacker.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's bad.
But yeah, but I got the Imperial Guard Ogryns to fool around with some parts and stuff too. But unfortunately, all of their weapons are useless. So yeah, I don't know. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. But
Well, Brad,
Ask
I can
Adam.
assemble one
Yeah,
for
I
you
was gonna say that.
3 years
Yeah.
later. Like,
That was exactly the joke I was going to make. Why don't you ask Adam to assemble?
well, I guess like it's just do I kind of just assemble them with the quote unquote unoptimal war gear?
I would assemble them to look cool, and like that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Um,
But even the other thing that's like you only get the 2 sets of legs. Like
okay, yeah.
like you don't get to play around a whole lot with them.
Well,
Like,
yeah. So
originally,
that
it
was
looked
sort
like
of
you
my
did.
impression, just looking at the set. Like, they designed it to make 2 models, and really only 2.
Yeah, that I'd
And
say is pretty
and
fair.
then if you wanted to do more, you'd have to really get to work and be willing to do a fair amount of kit bashing and sculpting and stuff to make it look good.
Yeah,
Brad's always getting to work over things like that.
Well, actually, Johnny was asking if people ordered any of the 28 mag like t-shirts and other like swag and stuff from Redbubble. So yeah, I guess that's something we could mention.
Go on to that Redbubble shop.
Yeah, like a few days ago, the 28 magazine, they had an Instagram post saying that there were shirts available, and those were sold out probably in like a few minutes. And then that encouraged everyone at the 28 magazine to like then set up a Redbubble page to make and sell other things. Let me see if I can bring it up. But yeah, I was pretty excited about it. I ordered a shirt or two, and
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they're like, the quality and stuff.
so I ordered some stuff from Redbubble in the past. Well, not much, but like a few months ago, like I ordered a little throw blanket with Dreepy on it, the little new Pokemon Dreepy, if people are familiar with Dreepy. But yeah.
Yeah, I ordered the shirt and the stuff. I think all the stuff has been shipped. I think. Or wait, no, wow. The shipping how it's weird. So I ordered 2 of the shirts, a pin, and a sticker. Looks like the shirts were shipped a little bit ago, like 2 days ago. The pin was just shipped today, and the sticker has not been shipped.
Well, so I
So-
assume since they how Redbubble's set up, like they make a whole array. You can buy a whole array of different things with different imagery and designs on them. So, like, presumably, I guess, depending on what it is they're manufacturing, maybe there are different locations that specialize in certain things. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so I guess like 2 days ago they said the shirts had been shipped, but looking at the tracking number, nothing has actually happened.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I don't know. Maybe they just made the label printed the label to make people feel good that they were coming, but they are not. I mean, I guess they will eventually, but
Yeah, I ordered a shirt with the logo on it and a pin. If you just order like the $1.50 pin, shipping is $4.
Checks out.
Yeah. Well, Volume 3 is gonna be released pretty soon, so that's exciting.
Yeah, no, that is exciting. I think this.
You got anything you can tease about what's in it?
There are lots of articles. We read
I
them.
think it's gonna be, I think, the longest issue yet. They just keep getting longer.
There's an
There's an
interview
article
with
in it that
Andy
we wrote.
Chambers.
Repeat that,
Yes.
Eric.
There's an interview with Andy Chambers in it.
That's
Oh, wow.
cool. I
We
think
wrote an
the
article.
interview articles are always really interesting and neat. They're some of my favorite, I think, of the thing, because so far I've got a lot of really interesting people in to like chat about things, like Ian Miller and stuff like that. Like, you can get a lot of interesting insights and stuff from things like that.
Yeah, so it'll be a good issue. And I think that'll be then 2 will have been released this year.
That's pretty good.
Or yeah, but I don't know. It's the next one will probably take a while. But yeah, so I mean that's good. Something to look forward to.
Certainly. Okay, so yeah, that's what we've been working on. Is there? We've already sort of laughed and made fun of the new Bandai action figure Space Marines, right?
We did.
Yeah, let's not beat that horse.
Yeah, we already did that pretty. Did a pretty good
there's,
job the first time.
Andrew Ray has a new Kickstarter.
Oh, that's the ideal thing to talk about.
Like of statuesque miniatures. It
Yeah.
makes various like resin and metal heads, female heads, and different heads, and some other small figures. Made a Kickstarter in the past of these. What was it? What was it called?
At the bottom of the garden or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, it's kind of a sequel to that.
Where at the bottom of the garden was about little miniatures of these little like toys, sentient toys.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, let me try and bring it
These
up.
are great as well. A lot of them are cats, and I don't love cats, but they're still cute.
Mm-hmm. What's his Instagram handle? We remember. Is he often has funny tweets, sort of making light of anatomy, like in heroic scale and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
it's
He
always
does.
kind of
Any
enjoyable.
go wild.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I guess he has a new Kickstarter left at the bottom of the garden, chapter 2. That's worth looking into. They're cute and charming.
Yeah, the little cat. I was never a huge fan of cats, but these little puppet sock cats they're pretty cute. And there's like a little tiny like bird.
A sparrow or something.
Yeah, I like the little bird.
And the little old woman with her keys. And the creature thing with the teeth lives in the shed.
So they got a whole story, huh?
Yeah.
Have you can get the
before,
old
Brad?
ones too.
Have I seen what?
Have you seen these before? Did you see the original Kickstarter?
No, never did.
Is the
They're probably at the
original
bottom
like
somewhere.
No, they're down. I have them. I think they're up. It should be up on screen now.
The originals I love particularly because they're the little ravens and
the hoodie
penguin.
crows, they were called. The little hoodie crows and the little penguin, like they're great. And the little singing mice. Yeah, they're wonderful. I have the little penguin on my work desk here. And I was thinking about maybe doing something with that model for like an Ink 28 project.
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
Yeah, but so yeah, as I said, worth checking out. Support him if you can.
Yeah.
He this Kickstarter is probably already successful, I assume.
It is. The
Yeah.
last I looked earlier this evening, and they already got like 3 times.
Yeah,
What was
the goal
necessary,
was like
so-
a little over $1,000 US, and they've already made over
Yeah,
4,000.
so it's not. So even though it's met its goal, you should still support it. I did.
It seems
Be
only
cool.
8 days left, so it's a pretty
Be
quick.
cool like I am and support this Kickstarter.
The little in this new set, the little like toy troll or whatever with the little teeth.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like Moomin and like the Groke and stuff like
He lives
that.
in the tool shed, Adam.
Yeah.
In the shed. Well, and Brad, you can't even be like, oh, I don't do Kickstarters because you did.
Shit. Like, why you gotta hold that against me? I fall off the wagon one time.
I don't even. So you did?
Brad's a
Hellboy?
Kickstarter now.
I did the Hellboy board
He's
game.
always
Oh
kickstarting
damn!
now.
Really?
I did.
Have you played it?
No.
You cut deep. You cut deep.
Like you assholes.
Yeah, like if I
You know
get
the
my
answer to
friends, bring me on this thing and
Well, no, Brad.
show my
If
hypocrisy.
anyone should be made fun of, it should be me for the sheer enormity of projects that I have backed. 83 successful pledges.
Oh my god.
That's
And-
a lot.
Jeez.
The new one will be the 84th.
I think Dave or Unsupervised Darkness here. I think he backed the Hellboy Kickstarter.
Yeah,
But
he
he's
did.
actually painted some of the models, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he
that's
has.
that's impressive.
But
So
has
Brad-
he played the game? Has he played the game?
I don't know. Has anyone? Except maybe some YouTube reviewers. Yeah, if anyone listening to this has played it, we'd like to know. I mean, it looks cool in that it's
the models are
centered-
nice.
yeah, and it's centered more around the comic sort of stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
Unsupervised Darkness said nope.
Yeah.
We were
That
all
sounds
pretty sure, but
Well, I think the guy I really liked the Warhammer Quest Silver Tower, and I was pretty sure the guy who designed the Hellboy game.
He also
Yeah.
designed Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah, and I liked Hellboy.
I mean, I really liked Adeptus Titanicus. We bought that and played the hell out of it. I assembled one of the Titans.
you started painting like the Warhound, got pretty far.
Oh, the Warhound, Brad, you actually got me. I painted one of
Yeah.
those. Like,
I
I
know.
still
Yeah.
have some weathering to do, which actually,
You could
Oh,
put
honestly, I
decals
could
and
go
stuff
back
on it.
I could go back and do that. I have those. Well, I think I have those decals. So I could go back and finish that. So that would be something.
So that
Right,
that
yeah.
Adeptus Titanicus is one of the games I would actually like to try and play that.
Hmm.
But well, I guess you know what that could be a segue into like Arena Mortis. Is that what it's called? Oh,
Yeah,
I think that is the
Brad
game
knew.
we stand the best chance of actually playing. And Brad, you
It's
said
true.
you found the old white dwarf where they at least the initial rules were in, correct?
correct. I
That's
dug
impressive.
it up, so I'm already plotting and scheming what I want to do.
About playing board games, I've been playing Fantasy Flight's living card game, Marvel Champions.
Oh damn.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't
Well-
buy it
Why are you doing that?
because a friend of mine, like a graduate school friend, he got it. and
how does it compare
we-
to some of the other ones? Is it fun?
We started to like a couple weeks ago started to like get together to play board games, but it's only like him and I and maybe one other person, so it's not many of us.
Yeah.
But he brought that over, and we've I played it, and it's pretty fun. It's a lot like their Lord of the Rings one, or even the Arkham Horror version. I think their Arkham Horror LCG is better.
Was
I
it a
think so, too.
cooperative one? Or
Yeah, it's the same game. Well, I mean, it's not, but it's kind of it's if you think the Lord of the Rings cooperative game, you're not far off.
okay.
But yeah, I actually played it again last night with the second person who sometimes plays with us, and he was he played it one time, so it was a 3-person game.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we played last night, he was laughing about it. It's like, yeah, I watched like a couple online reviews, and all the criticisms and stuff that the kind of people had. It's like I saw all of those within that first game, and like one of the main ones, and it's humorous to think about, is that the game is kind of only fun when it's your turn.
Oh,
And then
like
it's
the deck
like a
building
lot.
game.
Like
The
a lot. I
original
mean,
deck building game. What's that called?
Dominion.
That.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Like a lot of games are kind of like it, but you have to go. The first player plays and does all their stuff or whatever, and is laughing about it because even that first game a friend played, I was like very like, hey everybody, I'm playing my turn. I know it's not out of phase, but like let me know if like it disrupts anything, and I'll go back or whatever. Just like playing it really loose because it's just
Yeah.
like I don't have the patience to wait for you guys. So I'm just gonna play my turn, and if something needs to be adjusted, we can do that.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it's
Yeah.
it's fun, and it fits the superhero mindset, like the Marvel action film, or just sort of the campy comic book stuff where there's like action, explosions, this and that, but it's sort of mindless and
Mhm.
inconsequential. Like, so if you want, it does a great job of building that atmosphere.
Okay.
But Arkham Horror, for example, is slightly more campaign driven, and there's a little bit more tension, and
You're not playing with superheroes.
like since it is sort of a campaign thing, if you do something, it might persist in future games and such, and like Champions has none of that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, do
so
you build a deck of your own superheroes and stuff?
you do, and the deck building component's somewhat limited. Like if you're Captain America or whatever, he has a set number of cards that he has to have.
Oh.
And
Well,
then
what
there's-
heroes were you rocking, Eric?
I played Captain America last night, and he's fucking boring as shit.
Cool.
Well, I played Black Widow. She's good.
What about Cable? Could you play as Cable?
You can't play as Cable.
What the fuck? Gambit?
You can't play as Gambit.
What?
The game hasn't been out that
Jubilee?
long.
Okay.
Jubilee?
You can't play as X-Men.
You can play as She-Hulk. I know you can play.
You
She-Hulk.
can. We played the first game I played was with Spider-Man and She-Hulk, and
Okay.
it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Well, that's something. I wasn't
Mhm, it
expecting
is.
to talk about that tonight.
It is a thing, and we did play it.
It's in my cart on Amazon.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
51.95. Only one left in stock. Not anymore.
Uh,
Oh. God. Yeah. Alright, so is there anything else on the Warhammer community page we can talk about?
We could look at the sneak preview and take a guess what that model is.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if I can
I
find
think
it.
Space Marine.
there's something with like a punch spike thing.
Space Marine.
Yeah,
Space
it's not a
Marine.
Space Marine.
What?
Do you
Oh,
think
is it
it's
down near the
like
bottom?
an
I think I
ogre
found it.
thing? Maybe? Or
Yeah, what do people
Like, I
think
don't
this
know.
is?
is
like,
it an orc?
I almost feel like it's not an orc.
That?
Yeah, that
The hand doesn't look like an orc hand.
doesn't look like an orc hand.
It's Mortarion.
No, come on,
But
Greg. It's not Mortarion. It has to be like
Yeah, I don't really know what
Lorgar.
that
That's
is.
Lorgar.
but it's kind of like, could it be like an Age of Sigmar thing?
It could be.
Could it be like a
Yeah.
Skaven, like Rat Ogre, something or other?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Uh-oh's right for that idea.
Well, so a big question for me: does anyone get excited over these like rumor pictures?
I kind of do.
You
No,
do?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't see them.
I have never gotten excited over any of them.
I have
and I
never
look at
seen
none
them.
of them.
I like to see like what's up. I never have any idea, and
Well, so Brad,
always
like
wrong.
maybe this hand here, maybe this is additional options for the Necromunda ogre, like ogres and ogrins and stuff.
Well, did people look at the
It's
25th
possible.
one?
The which one?
The August 25th? That's a cool rumor.
I don't remember.
You didn't.
You're right.
It's-
How would I find it?
I put a link in the. It's so cool. But this is another one that it's not 100% sure which game it's for.
Wait, what date
because
was it for?
I think August 25th.
Okay, because I was just looking down at the bottom of this page. They show some older ones. I'm just worried if I bring this up, it'll ruin the. Oh no, I think
Ruin
I
a
didn't.
good thing you've got going. Oh, well, there's the boot of the Slanesh thing.
Yeah. So a fair amount of them are people already know now.
Look at that rifle thing.
That is obviously a small pistol, Adam.
Like a massive flintlock pistol of sorts.
Mm-hmm. But it is interesting because you don't really know, is that 40k or Age of Sigmar?
Meandering Shade says the new one could be like one of the spires from Necromunda. Yeah, so I mean that's
Could be.
possible. Like I guess me looking at it, the fist just gives the impression that it's really large. And I
Yeah.
guess I don't remember.
Sausage finger, so it could be Necromunda.
Could be Orlocks.
Well, it can't be because we've kind of seen their
Yeah,
deal.
we've
Unless,
seen
like, I guess it could be like a Forge World model.
Yeah.
Like,
It's possible.
Do they usually do that though? I kind of feel they don't.
I think anything's kind of fair game. I don't know.
All I know is I'm really
Meandering
excited
Shade says
about
that,
it.
yeah, it looks large and chunky, so obviously a normal GW human. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
He's got that. In the subject of not actually talking about Warhammer, is anyone excited for Crusader Kings 3? It was just
No.
released today.
Was it released today? I never played
It
any
was.
of them, but like
I probably played like 40 hours of Crusader Kings 2 and learned absolutely none of any of the mechanics.
well, yeah, my impression of them, they were always just like absurdly complicated.
Are you familiar with them, Brad?
All I know is like
Paradox
that's where you always
strategy
try
game.
to like marry to your cousin and do
Yeah,
all
they're
these like dynasty things, and that's all I know about it.
Yeah, they're like these sort of grand strategy games where you take control of a particular state or some place and then try to expand your influence or whatever. I feel they're interesting games. I can't really talk about them too much because I haven't played them too much, but there's like a lot of depth behind them. But like your one's first look at them, it's just like it looks like a picture of a map, and you press like the space bar for the time to go by, and periodically a pop-up will show up that will tell you something like there's unrest or you were stabbed in the back and are dead now, and you're your son is now taking the throne, but they're deaf and
Yeah, they have a deformity or something. Yeah.
yeah, and there's like a lot of learning, a large learning curve, and
Well, so did you have fun when you were playing? They're like 40 hours of it.
I did have fun, but it was something that I came away like feeling like I didn't play it at all
Okay. Yeah, I
when
understand.
which is an interesting thing.
Yeah. So one thing that I think, another thing we could talk about that's a little different that they announced maybe recently, it might have even been today, that Armies on Parade, they're still having it this year, but it is all an online event. So I feel that was probably a pretty good move. And I think they have some details about how you can get involved in it. And then they show some nice looking armies on parade. And I
Hmm.
think
You gonna submit your armies, Brad?
we have until
No.
November
No,
29th.
I don't have an army.
I don't have an army.
I feel like the thing, would they count a Blood Bowl team?
Yeah, you could probably get that to work if you
You
like
put it on a
paint
big enough board.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Oh my god, there's an awesome Deathwing army there.
there is a Deathwing army there. Does it? It's an interesting board that it's on.
It's awesome to a point. Like I feel it's well done, but they are all garbage Terminator models.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Eric, that's a good question. What do you plan to do with your Deathwing?
Oh, they will stay in a foam case for years and years to come.
I understand. That's what I can say about my Dark Eldar army.
Hmm.
They may never come out of the case again.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not upset. Well, Brad, I think what we were talking a little earlier with you, you actually started painting a Blood Bowl model, right?
Yeah, I did. And
Do you
I'm
have
not
any
too happy
impressions?
about it.
Okay.
I don't. So I've got Waflesh. I've got Bealtan Shade.
Hmm.
I've got Warboss Green, and I've got Snarsnick Green, whatever. But I feel like that for it to be a black orc, the Waflesh layer, then Warboss Green layer, then Snars is too light.
It's like too bright.
Yeah,
Okay.
he should be a darker orc.
Well, I mean,
black.
could you like paint down all of those layers and then just cut it back by like making a really thin glaze of like a black and then just glaze over the whole thing, and you would still be able to see some of those transitions in brighter colors, but they would no longer be as bright.
If I knew how to do that, Adam, that sounds like it might work.
So I mean, it can be a little tricky to get it right, but you can probably just take like one part.
Take your airbrush.
No.
Okay.
Take like one part black and then like at least 2 to 4 parts water, and like just make a really, really thin consistency, almost as if you were making your own wash.
Mhm.
And then just apply that to the, like, you get it on your brush, blot off most of the liquid, because you don't want it pooling or anything like that, because if it pools then it'll dry and do the coffee stain bullshit. But you take that and then just brush over the model a few times, so when you put the paint on the model, like, it should dry like quickly such that it doesn't run and like
Almost kind of like make it really watery, but then try to dry brush.
No, it's just so you make it really thin, watery, and then you put your brush in it and you take off most of the paint just such that when you brush it on, the
Mhm.
liquid is applied in a thin layer and it dries very quickly, and it doesn't just like run all over the model.
Because if you have too much water in there, you'll just like place it and it'll kind of behave like a wash and it'll just flood everywhere.
Well, like just
You
like if
don't
you were
want that.
applying like normal paint from the bottle, like you don't want to load your brush up with that much paint that when you apply it, it starts like running down the side of the model. You don't want anything like that, and that is a lot. Stuff like that happens a lot easier when you thin it down to like more like a water like consistency. So it's just once you put that on the brush, you just have to make sure you blot off enough of it such that it doesn't do stuff like that.
You don't like dry brush, like you just kind of like tap it on a paper towel such that most of the liquid's wicked out.
Okay. Yeah, I might try that on this guy. I mean, I assembled this guy because I wanted to like nail down what I wanted to do when like the real Blackwork team comes out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm down for experimentation.
Yeah, I mean I feel how you learn. I don't even know where my Blood Bowl team is.
The human team? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. Gone, maybe. I mean, I'm just excited about that new one.
You want
That's the Bodymore Biakis. That will be the ultimate expression
like
of
the
that team.
stupid like the
Yeah,
new
with the
human
pipes and
team with
stuff.
the mustaches and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah. I don't
So
like them.
classy. So classy.
But yeah, Brad, what I would just try and do is like paint using all those bright colors
Yeah,
and then just try and dial
What I
it
would do,
back.
Brad, is get good.
You're an
Yeah.
ass, Eric.
I mean, there's even a possibility that like there's like other paints that would be a simple layer that would be darker greens. But
Also, yeah, I mean, Games Workshop has a huge range of paints.
they've got a lot. It's and I don't like mixing paints
yeah,
because I'm red green colorblind,
yeah, that doesn't help.
so it doesn't help.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, orcs aren't green. And they never have red on them either, right?
Well, so
Yeah,
you know
no.
what? So in a future stream, what we should do is I should like get stuff out and like I could like do some painting and kind of just show you on stream what I'm talking about.
We could.
We could do stuff
I'm
like
probably not gonna wait.
that. I mean, that's fair too. I mean, just getting out there and trying it is
Yeah.
probably what you should do. But
So I will definitely have more pictures, and it could be critiqued.
Brad will not wait. He is so excited about painting. This is incredible.
Just gotta get stuff done. Gotta keep
Get
working.
stuck in.
That's right.
As the cutting Matt podcast says, do it badly.
Mhm.
And
Get out
I
there, do it badly.
Yep. So, and I haven't decided what I want the team kit to be, but I'm leaning towards red.
Red. Why don't you just paint caution stripes all over them?
I guess that's an idea. It's stupid.
Good idea.
No, but I really liked the idea of the Washington red squigs. I really
I
that's
like
fun.
that. That's good.
whoever
That's
came
good.
up with that on the internet, you're a genius.
That's good. I like that.
So
that's a good thought. I red's one of the colors that I really like painting red. So I don't know what your experiences with red are.
don't have a whole lot.
I think a lot of the Games Workshop reds, I like them a lot,
Yeah, they're good.
and they work pretty well together. Like if you have the right series of reds, like you can easily get away without.
Or even
doing
just their
mixing or-
their flesh tears contrast paint, and then just do some edge highlighting with Mephiston red and that other one.
Was that what
What's
you
the lighter one?
largely did for the Sisters of Battle? You
Yeah,
painted?
it's like easy as shit.
Yeah. So I guess like if I wanted to like do the parody of the football team a little bit better. I feel like they're kind of like it's kind of like a maroon.
Hmm.
I don't know if like you feel like Flesh Tears Red is that sort of darker.
Yeah, I mean it's dark. It's dark, but it's more of like a dark red.
Well, here, I brought up some of your Sisters of Battle, Eric. I mean, that's like a nice deep red.
And honestly, because they were matte varnished, it's a slightly less deep, I would say,
Okay.
than it is like straight out of the.
Speaking of,
Greg.
okay, I was going to talk about something unrelated. I was going to talk about, speaking of sports, I'm in a NFL fantasy football draft tomorrow. I know nothing.
Oh shit!
Brad might know something.
I would not take Tom Brady. I would not take Gronkowski as a tight end. I think that's
you're
fool's
supposed
bet.
to, like, what team positions you can wait for a quarterback towards the end.
Yeah.
It's
So does your
wide
league
receivers and
have like 2 running back slots? Like what's the makeup of your like team?
I don't fucking remember. That sounds maybe right. Like, what do you? Running backs are important.
Running backs, I feel, are pretty important.
Tight ends aren't.
Tight ends won't score you a lot of points, but there's not a lot of good tight ends.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what a tight end is.
Well, you see, they scrimmage for yards.
Yeah, they
Yes. So, like, I would maybe think about
Which are the most important?
the running backs. Like, I don't even know who's a good running back anymore. Like the one that comes to like my mind, like I feel like people like Kamara, but I think he's like in a contract dispute, so he's holding out, so you can't draft him. Yeah. Well, your whatever program you use will have like they'll auto populate who they think are the best.
Yeah.
And I would rely heavily on that because I wouldn't even know. The only trick is to like make sure like you're gonna have like bench players and there's gonna be like each team has like a week off.
Oh yeah, see that was the big thing that people told me, that like you really should look to see like you don't have your players don't have the same bye week such that they won't even be playing.
Or you do and you just say, you know what, I'm gonna lose that week and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that's bad plan.
Yeah. But
okay, so starting, there's 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a kicker, a flexible person,
yeah.
a D/ST.
So that's probably your defense,
I guess.
So, what can this help inform our Blood Bowl team?
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
It can do nothing.
No.
I did some. I'm the first pick. I have the first pick.
Holy shit!
So that means I get a good person.
That does mean you could get a good person, but that means you'll also get a bad person for your second pick. Not a bad person, but they'll snake all the way around. Boy,
Yeah,
I know you're not supposed to like take a quarterback.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
But I would be really. But Patrick Mahomes, like since you could actually get him guaranteed, that I'm bad. Don't listen to me.
Bad choice.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even. Normally I would do running backs because I feel like there's like there's 1 running back on the field and there's like 3 wide receivers. So like just by numbers, like there's tons of wide receivers. So generally, I feel like running backs are like a little bit more important.
Yeah, because I think Christian McCaffrey or something.
McCaffrey.
People like him, right?
McCaffrey.
I think he's like top tier. Like everyone wants to pick him first.
Then do it, I guess.
And then
You
people
can
want
be everyone.
people want Ezekiel Cowboy.
Nah, don't pick him. I'm
Why?
down on him.
I thought people liked him.
They might, but like I don't have a very high opinion of Dallas. I don't think Dak Prescott's going to want to get a big contract. He's going to be throwing the ball all over the field. Like, nah.
I don't know who the fuck Dak Prescott
That's
is.
the Cowboys quarterback. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott's
Cowboy is
going to get the carries. I don't think he's going to get the carries.
Okay.
It's not going to get the ball.
Christian McCaffrey because
Take it.
running back. People want him. And then after that, I'm going to pick a wide receiver.
Yep.
Then I'm going to pick another running back and then a wide
Yep.
receiver. I'm just going to go back and forth until it's towards the end. Then I'm going to get the best QB that they got at that point. And then that'll be,
Man,
Yeah.
Greg,
That sounds
You thought about it.
yeah.
Thought about
And at the very end, my very, very last pick will be Baker Mayfield.
it.
I don't know who that is.
No one will pick him. Or he's the current Cleveland Browns QB.
Yeah.
Okay, that's I assume it must have been.
Last season, he did played some good game, or like he did okay maybe at the very beginning, and people are like, "Oh, the Browns are gonna do good this year." And they didn't.
Yeah.
Cool.
But so I'll get Baker and have him bench the whole season.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be talking fantasy football on this
Oh.
live stream.
But Brad, I need your help.
I got nothing. I don't know anything.
Greg, I think the Cutting Mod podcast taught us to just do it badly, Greg.
Do it badly.
I will. Christian McCaffrey, first pick. That's what we've chosen.
So I'm hoping in the future when we play more games like Blood Bowl and stuff, we can have fun Blood Bowl banter on this stream.
I would like to. I talked to you guys a little bit about this, but I know like Blitz Bowl isn't the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it might be something we could try to like even play over the internet.
Hmm.
And the
Well, I think
games are less than an hour.
That's impressive.
I don't know. It's some sort of well-liked 40K podcast, perhaps. Ooh, I don't. Independent characters, or one of them really likes Blitzball.
Okay.
I think like Dice Tower gave it their stamp of approval. If that means anything.
No one
It does.
cares what Tom Baxter thinks.
I don't.
Literally, no one cares. Nah, people obviously care, but
And a new season for it's come a
I
season.
mean, if it wasn't Sam Henley talking about it, I don't care.
I don't.
The only Dice Tower person to care about.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's his name. Sam Healy.
Damn, really.
Yeah.
Brad, are you playing in some drafts?
Unfortunately, not.
What?
Yeah, the one I would do every year pilled out.
Even I'm doing it, Brad.
I know. I don't. None of my friends like doing it.
Get
you?
John. Get
It's-
John Beth to, and then I'll be in your draft too.
Well, if you're doing it, well, I guess there's still time.
Yeah, I
But,
guess.
like it makes watching games you'd never want to watch. You kind of want to watch. That's the best thing about it.
To see how your boy Odell Beckham's doing.
That's right.
I'll be honest, I don't even know, like, how do you watch sports? Can you watch them through streaming services and stuff, or no?
You can watch it through NFL Sunday Ticket, which
The fuck is
costs
that?
like $200 a year or something. But then you
Or
can watch all the games.
you get an antenna for $10 on Amazon,
hmm
and you watch it on broadcast channels.
Oh.
But that's your only local game.
Can't you only watch the local games and like no other games?
Yeah.
Fantasy football, you want to get members from like all the different teams, because if all your people are from the same team, like they can't all be doing good shit at the same time to get you points. So you want people from different teams, Brad.
Of course, but
Right? Why are
Wow.
you telling us this?
I'm trying to make it seem like I know stuff about it.
You
Yeah.
impressed me.
yeah, but you'll still get to see. Let's see here. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4 different games. So that's 8 teams.
I will not see the games.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to watch what's on,
But my friend who's getting me to do this, he loves the Steelers. He's big into the Steelers, and his dad pays for the NFL Sunday ticket.
Okay.
And so he'll be
Wow.
watching. I'm sorry, friends, who people are still fucking here.
If you're
Like,
here,
I'm
It's
I
like, I'm
like know
sorry
nothing
too.
about the sports.
I'm sorry for myself as well.
if I wanted to see attractive people do athletic things, I'd watch sports. But
Well, Christian McCaffrey is not attractive.
no, he gets beat up.
Oh.
Yeah, but Blood Bowl should happen, will happen.
Well, so one thing that I've started doing, and I don't know what we can actually talk about, is what do people think about the notion? So I'm trying to use the actual Blood Bowl bases, like the team they gave you with the team. So like you have to fill in all these gaps. I've been filling in with Milliput. And then when I have excess Milliput, like I've been filling in the bottom of the bases, so they have like more weight to them.
No,
No.
that's probably a good idea.
So I mean, I've
You
not.
could carve a message in there.
Well, that's true. Like I could carve in their
Or
names and stuff.
or the player's number.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's what I've started to do. But
One
like
thing that
that's
talking
it. So,
about Blitzball, like that would be a thing to potentially play because like if we are making teams, like the team size is small, so like
Yeah,
if as you're working on painting
one
a
sprue
team,
instead of 2.
you could play with that.
Yeah,
yeah, so that is reasonable. So one thing, I don't know, I don't think we've ever talked about this on the stream before, and I almost sort of wanted to do a post about this on the blog sometime. But I don't know if we still have all the stuff to do it. But people who've been in the hobby for a while, what are your thoughts about how Games Workshop has changed their bases over the years? Like,
that divot or whatever.
yeah, like what the fuck? Like the newer bases, they have these stupid like little divots in the center. Like those look horrible. Like the old bases never
dude, the
had
new
any
30
of that shit.
Like the 32 millimeter ones and the 28 millimeter
Get
ones,
all
do
your
they have them?
bases. Get all your bases. Like, well, this is a post that sounds like a good post.
And like because
Get them all, bust them out
like I know I had saved a
Divots
bunch.
from injection molding or something. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure the new Primaris bases, the 32 millimeter ones, and the newer 28 for Warcry. I don't think they have.
They
those.
don't. Yeah, so here for instance, here's a 32 millimeter base.
Yeah,
So this is a solid base. But yeah, for a long time, like they just changed how they did it, and all the bases have these stupid divots in them. And I mean, in most instances, like it really doesn't matter because chances are you're probably going to like add
Well,
stuff
that's
to the
supposed
base.
to be like the thing on the Death Star, the divot on the Death Star.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so, probably.
Well, I feel like they feel like they can probably get away with that sort of stuff because they do so many like like with like the Necromunda
The
bases
scenic
and
bases. And
yeah,
stuff.
scenic bases. Yeah, I feel like they're just like, well, buy scenic bases if you care.
Well, but then like
Um,
the to me the Blood Bowl bases are the ones that almost surprise me the most. Is like they give you like if you're new to the hobby and you thought like I want to play Blood Bowl, you give you these bases and then you make like say this Dark Elf Blitzer. Like it doesn't even have one of the tabs. There's literally no tab. So you glue it to the base and it's like what the fuck? What am I supposed to do with this shit? And then all
Big
of
hole.
yeah, these huge holes, and then like most of the other ones, they have these partial tabs that you can put them in the base and they fit, but then there's still this huge slot. So it's
I think they made cheap ones because for the snap fit teams that came in the box, they had like the full tab.
Yeah, and I think even the Skaven team and the Goblin team had slots too.
like that would feel like the majority of that slot.
Yeah.
So like that, to me, that would have made sense, and it would be like easy for the hobbyist. But like all of these like Dark Elf ones, like it's terrible. And so I was trying to decide what I wanted to do.
Pin them on to.
Didn't John Kratzer, our friend John, get one of the teams, and then he was like, "Wait, why the fuck does this have these slots? The models don't have slots. Like, what am I gonna do?" And then maybe even called Games Workshop.
That was Stan. Yeah.
Like, what's the deal with this? And they told him that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, he was legitimately like, this is his first like Games Workshop product.
God.
Yeah.
And like I was convinced he had the wrong bases.
Yeah.
Like why would they give you slot of bases? Like,
no, I
why?
mean, yeah, it's like I was initially thinking that I would just cut the tabs off and then just throw out all the Necromunda bases and just get some of the 32, some of like these bases.
Are those 32 millimeter size?
They are.
That's what I thought.
But
you could do that.
But then I decided, since I was already using Milliput, that maybe I'd just fill them in. And because one of the things that I really hate with models is like having to base your models and pin them.
It does suck ass.
And like once
being
they're
able
painted,
to use those tabs.
Yeah, it's terrible. So in this case, the notion that there's this clear tab that like you can slot it in there, it fits well, it's flat. That seemed very appealing to me. So I kept that and just started filling them in, which is kind of a pain. But again, it does give them some weight. And particularly if I use my excess Milliput to fill in the bottoms of all of them, then, and like some people, you'd like just get like a coin or something and glue it to the bottom of the base, which you could do, but you can't do that with these bases, with the slots. Unless you cut out the slot. Which I don't think anyone wants to do.
Yeah.
And then I guess that also brings up the point. The Blood Bowl bases have these little pegs for the footballs, and I don't quite know what we'd want to do with that. I think I'm just going to fill it in.
You should attach a football to all of them.
I'm not doing that.
Suit yourself.
And granted, I've played 4 games, probably 4 or 5 games, and like I've always just kind of like lobbed the ball on the base and not even bothered to like stick it in the hole.
I always stuck it in the hole.
Really?
I never did.
Greg, you never had the ball.
Yeah, there we go. There's some trash talk.
I did play some games. I did. I did.
Well, I know you did. You just never had the ball.
Oh, yeah, I did sometimes. But not often.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. If I can find like all of my collection of old bases, like I'm pretty sure I had a bag where I collected some of the older bases, some of the newer ones, where I thought we could have a little post talking about some of the old bases and questioning why they added the little divot. And like I feel in general, most of that stuff really doesn't matter if you've been making miniatures and stuff for a while and making your own bases. But like I sort of feel like a game like Blood Bowl, it could have a wider appeal and get new people into the miniature gaming hobby. And then when they see these bases, it's like wait, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? And then on top of that, it's like the box. I find one of the like the boxes, you look at the box, like, shit, doesn't look anything like what I have.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, they put some, like, flocking and stuff on, but it's...
Well, they had to fill in
They filled in
Yeah.
those gaps.
somehow, some way. Yeah.
I wonder, do they tell you about that in the instructions? I bet they don't.
How could they?
Yeah, it seems unlikely.
They don't use words in their instruction.
Yeah, they don't.
And
Okay, everybody, good news. They don't even tell you to glue your models to the base.
I mean, who does
Obviously
that?
not. No one needs
Yeah.
that. No one does that.
Well, they
Some
probably
are
realize
models.
that it's confusing to like show the slot without using it. So
Yeah,
they
it's
probably
like,
just
sorry
left it
guys, we
off.
didn't supply you with the right base. So we're just not gonna allude to that issue in the instructions.
Now, can you flip over the unslotted 32? Does it have like a spot to drill out a hole? Like, you know, the old 40s used to, right?
Yeah,
no,
they
it
did.
does not. Yeah,
The
it does
32
not.
doesn't? Oh. Yeah, so I guess that's why they don't do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But no, the bases are kind of interesting, and I feel, as Meandering Shades in the comment section here has mentioned a little, that he likes some of these newer, larger bases, and that depending on the size of the different models and stuff, having larger or even smaller bases kind of makes sense, because certain models, like, they either take up way too much of the base, or like they're kind of lost in, like, on the base, so they don't necessarily always look right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I almost feel like with the Necromunda base, or not Necromunda, the Blood Bowl bases, it would have made more sense if they just had a flat top with no holes, and then the models themselves, just whatever part of the foot you glue to the base was just flat, and you just glue it on. Either that, or have a tab that would fill the entire slot.
Well, I feel like the original teams, like the humans and orcs, and like I said, some of the other ones, they did go in the slot, and I feel like they made that choice for the uninitiated, where it's like you don't
Yeah.
even need glue.
Yeah,
True.
because
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
right.
glue them.
Yeah.
Or at
You're
least
right.
not onto the
Yeah,
bases.
for any of these teams, and I guess maybe they're thinking, if you're buying a team that doesn't come in the box, like, you're already
You know
you're
what
going
you're
above
about.
and beyond what they were anticipating the new player would do.
But you'd figure with all these teams that are coming out, like they couldn't bother like just making a new type of base with a hole
They
and
could
no
not.
slot.
Yeah, that, I feel like that could have been done. Well, do
Yeah, I
the
guess.
Grots and stuff and the smaller teams, do they have the same size bases, or do they give you smaller ones?
I think they're on 25s. The Snotling team's on 25s, I think.
Okay. I mean, I have some of the Grots somewhere. I guess I could
Like the
order
Goblins?
the Goblins.
The Goblins are on 32s.
Okay, so they're
The new Snotling team,
They're
I
even
think they
smaller.
put them on 25.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
they're snotlings.
They're Snotlings. Now, I don't know what the Noblars on the Ogre team is on, but I would think they would be 25s.
Yeah.
So they're probably on 32s.
Yeah, I hear that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
bases.
Maybe in the future, if we find the bases, we can have like a fun chat, or either we'll just talk more about it on a stream like this, where I can show them and like turn them over, or maybe write a little short post about it. We'll
Post
see.
sounds good for posterity. Post for posterity.
First for posterity.
I hear that. But yeah, like the Gorka Morka bases, those were a thing of,
Beauty.
yeah, they're something else. You've never seen them.
I might be able to find one or two.
I know I have some. It's just I have to find the bag. I have a whole box filled with bases. I think they're in there.
Thing of beauty.
One thing I don't really have many, if any, of like the scenic bases Games Workshop released over the years, where like the plastics kind of subpar and the details not well.
I do.
resolved. You do.
Lucky you.
Fuck
It's a thing of beauty.
yes. Fuck yes. So maybe we could show some of them too if I can get my hands on them. But
Yeah, I'm gonna use some of the 40s.
okay.
Because I guess the Necromunda ones, there's only one 40 millimeter base. So all of the Ogryns would be on the same base, and that seemed lame.
That's kind of a little.
Yeah, so I'm gonna mix it up with some of these Sector Imperialis bases.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's running a little late here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, friends, I have a tired.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us on the stream tonight. Thanks for sticking with us talking about
Even when I
this
talked about the
football.
fantasy football, like it was a low point for all of us, but me in particular. We don't even do any hobby.
Well, I
I
guess
come
I'll
up
be
here.
anxious, Greg. In future streams, you'll have to tell us how your league team's doing. Maybe it'll give us inspire us to continue working on our.
I
Blood
named
Bowl
my
model.
team after my noise project, Persistent Self-Abuse.
That's
good. That's a good.
The draft happens tomorrow at 7, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear about your team, Greg. Who you get?
Yep. I'll let you know.
Even though I don't know any of the players, so
Oh, Christian McCaffrey is going to be number 1 pick right out of the gates. I'm going to swipe
We know,
pick him up, slide him up.
we know.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's been fun. Keep
Yeah.
on enjoying the hobby, whether you're painting, assembling models, just buying models, stacking up boxes of models, whatever, reading the background, writing your own background, whatever it is you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. Stay safe. Hopefully everyone's still healthy, and we will talk to you again soon.
Yeah.
Over and out.
See you, everybody.
Yep.